Some new information on Operation Fast and Furious from the top Republican investigating that failed gun sting, Congressman Darrell Issa. He says wiretap documents indicate that high-ranking officials at the Justice Department may know a lot more about Fast and Furious than they're willing to admit. Let's talk about it with Katie Pavlich, the news editor of townhall.com, the author of Fast and Furious, Barack Obama's bloodiest scandal and its shameless cover-up. So we now know that there were apparently wiretap orders issued in this Fast and Furious investigation. I mean, during the actual event itself. What does that tell us?
Right. So we're not talking about one wiretap here. We're talking about at least 6 of them. And what that means is law enforcement tools require that you can't apply for a wiretap until you've exhausted all other techniques of getting information in an investigation. In order to submit a wiretap application for approval, you have to submit excruciating details about a case. And in this case, the Assistant Attorney General, Lanny Breuer, from the beginning of the scandal has said he wasn't aware of the questionable tactics, which means gun walking into Mexico, that were used during Fast and Furious. Well, these wiretap applications prove otherwise, and that he was actually approving these tactics and allowing these guns to go into Mexico.
But hasn't the wiretap information been sealed by a federal judge?
It has been sealed by a federal judge. By law, that's the way it goes. However, it comes down to the discrepancies between the documentation that we have and the testimony that Assistant Attorney General Lanny Breuer and, in fact, his boss, Attorney General Eric Holder, have given under oath in front of Congress. If you'll remember, back in February of 2011, Lanny Breuer approved multiple drafts of a letter that was sent to Congress saying we were in no way we're trafficking guns into Mexico. Senior DOJ officials didn't know about this program until the news broke after Border Patrol Brian Terry was killed as a result of this program, yet these wiretaps show the opposite. And so it really comes down to what the Justice Department has been saying all along and the documentation throughout this investigation proving otherwise.
Well, and Eric Holder is going to have to testify before Congress coming up, right?
Right. He is scheduled to testify tomorrow morning on Capitol Hill in front of the House Judiciary Committee, which Chairman of the Oversight Committee, Darrell Issa, who's been investigating this scandal, will sit on. So this will be a cause for many interesting conversations between the two and questions, especially since in a letter that Congressman Issa sent to the Justice Department and Eric Holder yesterday, which said, it's time for you, Mr. Attorney General, to hold those accountable who in these wiretaps approved these gun walking tactics.
Katie Pavlich from townhall.com, who's written a book about Fast and Furious. Katie, thank you.